Hi everybody, welcome to Dandelion Cottage and Marvelous Monday. I'm Leslie Watkins. This is the journal that we made in the last workshop using the Texture Chic Suite, okay? And I want to use this as a Christmas present this year. And so today what I'm going to do is share with you how to make a gift bag that will hold this journal and the note card, and will coordinate with all of the beautiful colors and papers that we used in the workshop. So I've got my scoreboard here. I've got some of the Pool Party shimmer ribbon, which is so sheer and beautiful. I've got a piece of Pool Party cardstock, and I selected a couple of different pieces of the Texture Chic Suite DSP. And these are two-sided papers, and they have this beautiful gold foiling on one side. And I love this particular pattern, especially because it's got these beautiful leaves printed on it, and I love that it has the Mango Melody color mixed in with the Pool Party, the Evening Evergreen, and the Soft Succulent. I just think it's really pretty. So we're going to need two pieces, and I'm using my scoreboard because I think it'll be a little bit easier to manage with these oversized pieces, and I think it'll be easier for you to see. So the first thing you want to make sure is that your paper pattern doesn't have a right side up or a right side down. I think this one sort of doesn't, but I would like to catch some of this Mango Melody when I turn the flap over. So I'm going to line this up so I can get more of that color along the top. And the top edge is going to measure. Oh, let me show you something else. Before we do that, I want to show you how to measure. So here's my 12 by 12 piece of paper and my journal. Now I want the bag to be generous. I don't want it to be too tight because I also want to put some pretty tissue paper in there as well. And so if I take a quick measurement, I can see that 2.5 inches on these three sides, so the two sides and the bottom, would be pretty generous. That would give me an extra couple of inches on either side. And then on the top, I'm going to let my flap be 1.5 inches. Okay? So with the pattern that I want to have showing, I'm going to find my 1.5 inches, put my score line there, and then on the other three sides I'm going to go to 2.5 inches. So one, I'm just rotating it around, and I'm using the larger ball on my ball burnisher so I don't crack the paper, and I'm being gentle. Okay, so there's my first piece. Now again, putting my Mango Melody over to the side here, 1.5 inches. and then 2.5. Now, if you don't have a scoreboard, you can use the scoring blade on your trimmer. But if you do a lot of box making or scoring of these oversized pieces, then the scoreboard is really terrific. And of course, the stylus that comes with it has the larger ball on one side and the smaller on the other, so that's very handy. Okay, so here are my two pieces, and I'm just going to check that you can see me. There we go. Good morning, Kelly. Hi, Ginger, Vicky, and Carol. Hello, everybody. So now, just to make sure that I keep my sides straight, I'm going to go ahead and flip over my top flap. And it's particularly nice to use the two-sided paper for this, so you get this beautiful coordinating flap like so. And then I can go around and get my sides. And now you can see that that's going to give me a nice little custom-made bag to house my journal, just so. Now I'm going to put a little bit of glue to keep this flap down. Just like so. Same here. Okay, now on one of the bags, you're gonna cut the bottom differently. So one of the bags, you're going to cut these squares off entirely, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come straight on my score line, just like that. But on the bottom, I'm going to angle cut this just a tiny bit. So I'm just removing a little angle off of the bottom so that it accommodates the extra thickness of the paper as it folds in. I can save these for my tags. They're very pretty scraps. Okay, now on this side, I want these flaps to fold up so that they keep the contents of the bag from falling out. So that means I'm going to snip on the side up until that score line, just like that. And then again, I'm going to angle cut this tab. So I'm just taking a little bit off Do the same thing here. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to do the same thing on the outer edge to make it easy. These flaps are not going to show, and by narrowing them down a little bit, it's just going to help to keep all of the folds nice and crisp. Alrighty, so now that I've got this bag, or this side of the bag, ready to go here, this piece is going to be attached on top of it, just like that. So again, with my glue, there we go. Just line that up so it's nice and even. Okay. Now, I like to assemble the bags so that these flaps are sandwiched in between the two sides of the bag. So I'm going to put the glue on this side, and just kind of stand this up and hold that in place for just a moment for that glue to set up. Okay, so you can make sure that the sides are nice and even with these corners. And then once that's set up, give it a bit of a burnish with your bone folder. Okay, so there's the first half of the bag ready to go. Now I'm just going to add glue to these flaps. There we go. And I'm also checking that my top is nice and even. Okay, and I could probably get my hand in there. Press that down. Now, if you're making a smaller bag and you want to get in there, oops, that's not even. Hold on a minute. Let's pull that into place. There we go. If you're making a smaller bag, you can use one of your clear blocks to tuck it in there. Let me just get this lined up nicely. So I have a clear block here. So this is one of the bigger ones. This is an eye, and I can just use that to burnish the sides down and make sure that that glue has good adhesion. All right, so there is my bag. And what I want to do now is I want to punch a couple of holes in here so I could put ribbon through for the handles. And for that, I've gotten my crocodile out. I'm going to use the 3/16 side to punch my hole. And I'm just going to do that about an inch or so in from the side, right in the middle. I'm going to go ahead and do that on all the corners. Okay. And I have these eyelets that match my pool party pretty well. So I'm just going to give those a squeeze. There's one. There's two. 3. And 4. Make sure that one's in all the way. Here we go. I've got one here that didn't. I'm going to replace this one. I'm going to do this over. Hang on while I grab another eyelet. Get in there. There we go. Okay, so there are my eyelets. I've got a couple of lengths of my beautiful coordinating ribbon, and I'm just going to poke those ends through. And because this ribbon is so sheer and thin, I'm not going to trust the let me get that through there. I'm not going to trust the knots that it makes to be big enough to hold it securely. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line this up, get it nice and straight, and I'm going to tie them together so that I have nice strong handles here. Just like that. Okay, so that's going to hold very nicely. Same thing on this side. Make sure that that's nice and straight. There we go. That lined up. Okay, so that's my very cute shopping bag, but I also have some coordinating tissue paper, and I'm going to use 2 sheets so that I have this beautiful gold showing on both the inside and the outside. Oh, I forgot something. Hang on, we're not ready for the tissue paper yet. I wanted to reinforce the bottom of the bag with my pool party. So let's measure. So right now I have 2.5 inches on the short side, and this measures 7 inches on the long side. Wrong thing. Okay, so I'm going to go just shy, just a little, maybe a 1/16 of an inch less than 2.5. And double check my measurements, that's 7. So just a little bit less than 7. So make sure that that fits nicely, and it does. I'll just add a couple of spots of glue on here. And I'm making this bag nice and sturdy because the journal has some weight to it. And if, like me, you want to stuff your journal with lots of extras, then you're going to want to make sure that that bag is going to be able to support everything that you're putting in there. And I'm just using that clear block again to push that down. All right. Okay, now we're ready for the tissue paper. That lined up. Get my journal in place. I'm just going to wrap that loosely and tuck these sides in. And then I can slip the whole thing inside and just sort of arrange that tissue paper so it looks very pretty, all puffing out. Now I've also got my note card here with my feather. So that's going to go in. And then I have my tag that I've made. And I can just tie that on my handle like so. There we go. So I know you can't see this standing up, but that's what That's what my present looks like. And actually, you know what I think I want to do? I'm going to change the way I put my journal in here. I want that point to stand up. So I'm going to put it in this way so I have more points poking out of my gift bag. Put it on the diagonal. There we go. That's better. All right, I'm going to put this sideways so you can see it a little bit better. So thank you for joining me today. And if you were in the journal, the Texture Sheet Journal workshop, thank you so much again. I just wanted you to have this little video to help you to make your gift bags should you decide to make one. I'll be back on Wednesday for Watercolor Wednesday, and there's still time to join the Watercolor Card Club in time for painting mistletoe. And again, the mistletoe class is designed especially for beginners because I'm going over all of the shading and basic skills for starting your watercolors. So if you're just beginning, if you'd like to learn how to paint, and in particular if you'd like to be able to paint mistletoe in time for the holidays this year, this is a great class for you to join. I'll have all the links below so that you'll be able to do that. Stay well, stay happy, stay creative, and I will see you next time.